Alrighty, welcome back to the League of Unexpected Heroes-ish. Last week, our intrepid heroes, whom we were down 2 players for, were exploring the dungeons some more. For the past few weeks, our players have been trapped, well, not necessarily trapped. They've been exploring. They've been exploring some dwarven ruins that they found by literally falling into. The lizard folk and the dwarf cleric have been exploring the upper levels, trying to take down a hobgoblin who has been hassling them.
No, we did.
And they did. I was getting there. They took him down, and a lady of the lizard folk had a bare knuckle brawl with the orc who was in control of all of them. And beat the absolute crap out of him. That was hardly a challenge for her, which was kind of a disappointment, but whatever. We were all expecting this this street fight where
man, you made the stakes too high. You're like, I want your hand in marriage, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, if she had lost, the orc would have been like, yeah, you're my wife now. Anyway, she won, so now the orc is bound to follow Arathis, goddess of civilization. He went off to find some quote-unquote followers. Meanwhile, in the depths of the ruins, the 3 idiots who walked in on a bunch of Durgar and tried to be like, this is our turf now.
We showed them.
They survived somehow. They found themselves a magical key, which went to a get this, a magical door. Who'd have thought it?
Woo!
Actually, side note, did you know Who'd have thought it is an actual store down in Arkansas?
Huh.
I don't
Who'd have
know.
thought it?
Who'd have thought it?
I don't know.
Who'd have thunk it?
I know, right?
That's in Nebraska.
That's in Nebraska. It's a subsidiary.
They have a projector we can use in here?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. This is the first time you've been in here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We are currently broadcasting from
like 30
417
minutes
Tap House in Springfield, Missouri.
Maybe edit it out later.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
What? Not if we get them to sponsor us.
Yeah, but we have to work that out with them first.
We'd have to actually make something from
You,
these.
you don't exactly have to. You can always extort them and be like, look, we put this in here, you're going to have to pay us now. Just,
Yeah, but then they could come
I don't think
back.
that's how copyright works.
I don't think so. Yeah, I was about to say they could come back and it's like, you're going to take it down or we're going to sue. Anyway,
Nope.
so
It's a very nice place. There's a review.
so
With great alcohol.
you can see the full
I mean,
review
I
on my
like the
Yelp.
waitresses.
You can see a full review on my Yelp. There you go. Shameless self promotion.
Exactly.
Anyway, the Hill Dwarf Monk, the half-elf sorcerer, and our human rogue found behind the magic door a mining cavern where the dwarves who once ruled these caverns mined their ores. Huge cavern, definitely something that's been dug for hundreds, maybe thousands of years.
Bluetooth speaker there.
And
Well, instead of U-boom,
that would be way too loud.
not if we turn it down.
Anyway, they were going to continue to explore, despite how dangerous it looked, and the experience of the 2 Durgar that they had already run into. When lo and behold,
I had no problem. I don't know what Nate's deal was.
when lo and behold, a group of Durgar came running towards them. In fact, they were chasing a dark figure clad in black armor. Looked very formidable. He cast a darkness spell on the Durgar, confusing them and giving him enough time to run away. He found our 3 heroes, as if you can call them that, and they weren't stealthing very well. So
Oh, wow.
he spotted them pretty good.
Delg was stealthing pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, Delg was up against the boxes just with his hands outstretched and just like, I can't see them, they can't see me.
And in a lit area.
I
In a
know
lit
that.
area.
In a lit area, yeah.
Good job.
He convinced them not to continue. He scared the shit out of Delg by mentioning drow and spiders. Delg ran from there like a little dwarven baby. And the other two followed.
You cried like it too.
When they got to a more safe area, sealing the door behind them because they're smart.
So spiders couldn't get through.
It was revealed that the stranger was in fact a contact of Delg's from the big city.
What?
He
Seems like a pretty upstanding guy to me.
he revealed himself to be Damikos the Tiefling, someone that Delg has met with and whom he had promised to introduce to Eladia. So
What?
we'll see how that turns out.
I go back to my husband's prediction.
Jumping right back into
And
things.
the odds of it being
Shut up.
Jumping right back into things. We'll start with the three. You guys have just gone up the stairs and are back onto the first layer that is directly underground. What are you guys doing?
It'll take you a second to get to me.
Alright, well she's sleeping anyway, so
You don't know that.
Yeah, we haven't.
I know, but I'm saying she's left, so
I'm just messing with you.
Has my character in Demikos already like done their greetings and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. So when they
I wasn't
first,
sure exactly what
yeah.
they were like.
So Delg, the player for Delg was not here last week, so we're just going to catch him up. Just a little bit of a recap for you. When you guys got up to higher ground and closed the door behind you guys and you guys were safe, he recognized you in the brighter light, pulled off his helmet, and you guys had a little bit of a, hey, what are you doing here kind of a thing.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, you guys have already caught up, for
Okay.
lack of a better word.
Sounds good. Well,
All right, gentlemen.
I reckon we should find the others.
All right, I told you I would stick with you long enough to find your friends, or until we find the exit, whichever comes first. So, which way?
well, honestly, knowing Eladia, we just gotta find the busted down doors and follow that path.
Brutal woman, this Eladia.
She's got a sense of ferocity to her.
Side note,
imagine she
out of character, does anyone here know that Eladia is called the Wrathful? Are your characters aware of this?
Were you called that in like the underbelly of the Iconium?
Probably.
Okay, then probably I heard her referred to this. But
Okay.
Don't really think too much of it.
You may
mean,
have heard
you
the
guys-
name, but don't know who
Because
it's
that's not my
associated with.
real.
Right,
Right.
your real
Right.
nickname was
Right.
something else, but
My character wouldn't have known it.
okay. Well, I was just curious. You guys don't
Like,
have to
I
bring
don't
it up.
introduce myself as that.
Right. You guys don't have to bring it up. I was just curious if it's
Okay.
something that you knew.
So,
But yeah, you probably know.
so honestly, I don't really know where we're at right now.
And John would know.
But so I'm just gonna say,
So you guys have just made it to the top of the stairs. Basically, where you were at when you went downstairs is a very long corridor.
are you talking like where they went left, we went right?
No. You guys are.
There are 3 doors.
So you guys, where you guys split off is actually just a little bit from where you're at. Where you're at right now is a long corridor, maybe the total length of it about 150 feet. Super long corridor. Your choices are left or right. If you're you remember that the way you came, you walked for quite a ways, and there's a pathway to your right that turns. So
Okay. Do we want to
Head back
continue
when
exploring?
we split up so that we can find the others.
Oh, fine. All right.
Sorry, Demikos. Our friend Eladia, I think, has some questions for you. She's interested in demons for some reason.
You can't see it behind his helmet, but you get the sense that Damikos tenses slightly. What exactly is your interest in demons?
Don't really know, but the last place we were at, she was spent quite a bit of time in the library looking for information. And seemed upset that she couldn't find much.
Very well. If questions she has, I'll do my best to answer.
So,
Anybody want a drink for the walk?
I'll take one. Cheers. Here, here.
The DM will drink to that. Drinking for drinking. Classic.
And yeah, so I guess we'll head
Oh,
back
someone
towards
took a drink,
where
we're
we
gonna take
split
another
off from them.
How's that for a drinking game?
I'm sorry, continue. He's shut up.
Yeah, we're gonna head off back towards where we'd split off from Eladia.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were saying that in character.
Oh.
So, all right. So you guys,
Yeah.
you guys had left down the corridor. As far as you remember, leads to the big hole that you fell through. Before long, you come to sorry. Before long, you come to a split in the corridor, remembering that you had come there and immediately turned left. You retrace your steps. Doesn't take you very long.
What?
No.
It doesn't take you very long, and you find bright light streaming into a room. You follow the light and find yourself back in the large room with the pillars, both ruinous and some still standing, and the large hole out.
Gotcha. Alright, well, at this point in time, I'm going to look over to Demikos, be like, well, we made it to the exit. However, since you do have some quite a bit of experience just being in this area, I would still like your assistance until we get to our friends. And like Doug said, she does have a couple questions for you that might be tremendously helpful.
Well, if you'll remember, I came here from underground. I don't know too much about the upper layers of this ruin.
I understand you don't know much as far as the navigating. I'm talking you have experience in combat and dark. So that would be tremendously helpful if a situation were to arise.
You know there's always good meat in it for you.
Yeah, and he's got the best meat around, man. Tell you what, bar none, if you want a good drink, you better stick with us.
Oh, I've definitely tasted Delg's meat. Fret not about that.
Phrasing.
You hush. I told you that I would accompany you until we found your friend or the exit, whichever came first. That said, I do feel like it would be completely ill-advised to let you continue further without me. Let's find your friends.
Much appreciated.
I think part of this, he's just looking at me back with some of the shit I pulled.
Not entirely.
Alright, so I'm going to continue looking for broken doors and
Heading the way in.
bare hinges.
Split off.
All right, so looking around the room, you see the entryway that you came through as well as on the complete opposite side from where you came, a door that is still closed, and to your left, you see the doorway that the goblins had come through, still open.
Gotcha. Well, that door's closed in on its hinges. I'm gonna go through the door with the goblins. You coming with?
Yep.
All right.
Nate gives a thumbs up.
Good, Nate.
I'm gonna have to apologize to Rob because he's
No,
so
no, we
all
don't.
over the map that I'm just not gonna roleplay his character as much as I did Delg.
He's hard to roleplay.
We expect the same quality.
Hey, most of you guys have clear motivations, and while Nate's motivations are clear, he oftentimes goes against them. So, all right.
He's a very
So you follow the corridor. It's actually quite simple to see where the goblins would have gone. You see in the dirt, you see staggered footprints, small and looking like as if they're taloned. The kind of footprints that a goblin would have. They seem to be very erratic, as if the hobgoblin was rushing away or towards something.
Gotcha.
You
there
don't
any
see,
corpses?
Let you guess which fucker that was.
not as of yet, but as you follow the path of fright, furious fright, you come to a room filled with rusty weapons. You get the sense that this is where the hobgoblin and his goblin horde had kept their armory.
I'm gonna.
And you do see the bodies of, was it 2 or 3? I believe it was 3. You see the bodies of 3 gray. No, they're deep gnomes.
Yeah.
The Svirfnerblins.
I'm gonna do a quick look around, see if they missed any like secret rooms or anything.
Roll for perception.
Ooh, what is my perception? Oh yeah. Ooh, 22.
Very nice.
Fancy.
Very nice. You look around you, but you don't see anything that seems out of place or anything like that.
Is the path traveled seem more clear to me though?
The door to the left is definitely ripped off its hinges. You get the sense that there
Did
was.
I not?
There is in fact blood and gore, both in the room and in the hallway outside it. So you definitely can tell which direction the hobgoblin was traveling.
I'm gonna continue on.
That
Or
was
is
true. I
it?
did
Now-
hit him in the hallway.
Now you don't see too much of Eladia and Milan's footprints. They're there, but they're very calm compared to the hobgoblin. You get the sense that they just kind of walked after him.
Yeah. Pulled the BA move, huh?
Which we did, so.
Alright, well, I'm gonna continue onward then.
All right. You follow the path from the armory. It's a very long corridor that kind of twists and turns in a few areas, but eventually leads you to a cafeteria-like area. You look around you and you can see there are a couple of chairs that are out of place. One is even turned over, as if someone was making an extreme effort to get through the room.
Well,
On the
there's
complete.
a chair turned over. You know this was a good fight.
Funny thing was, there wasn't even a fight in that room.
There wasn't. Like, passed
I
through
don't
the
hear
room.
that.
Wage too.
The hobgoblin was simply too scared out of his shit to he was trying to get to his boss. Anyway, you follow the wreckage. through the cafeteria to the complete opposite side where there is a path. Following the path, you find an open door, calmly opened. Not quite off its hinges, but just opened. Leading you to what looks like a workout room.
Where Milan was standing watch.
Milan is standing watch over a sleeping Eladia, all curled up and her tail just kind of curled in on her.
Oh yeah, like I'm totally spiraled into myself. Like,
Yeah. Milan, are you gonna do anything as soon as you see them?
or hear them.
When I see them, I'm gonna just put my finger to my mouth, and just shush them.
It's like he knows.
I'm gonna. Hey, Nate.
We did not talk about that, so this is the problem.
By the way, this is for you, Eladia. Damikos' helmet is on.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're
Okay.
good.
Yeah. As of right now, he just looks like a black armored, spiky. There are horns on top of the head, but
Yeah.
it honestly looks like it could be part of the helmet.
Right. That's what I figured.
So,
Okay. I'm just making sure.
so
Just don't want you to wake up and
I
freak
am
out.
suspicious of strangers and expect the worst of them. Sorry.
My point is.
That's what it says.
My point.
Suspicious, not murderous.
My point is that as DM, I know that you know, and I don't want you to come. You can be distrustful.
You medded this shit and you're dead.
You can be distrustful. That's fine. I don't mind that. I just don't want you to be
No.
immediately.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay. Antagonistic.
I'm gonna lean over to Nate and be like, hey Nate. So we got a bit of a journey ahead of us. And feel like you're a pretty smooth talker. You should go wake her up. So that way she can be adequately prepared for the journey ahead.
Please tell me Milan hears this.
Are you saying this out loud?
I'm leaning over to Nate and I'm not saying it to where Milan can hear. Like, it's just between him and me.
Milan, do you want to make a listen check?
Perception.
No, I won't make a listen check.
Perception, whatever. It'd be perception for listening, so it still works. Okay. Then we'll just assume that you did not hear that. However, Nate is going to say out loud, "Are you kidding me? She threw me in jail. I know what she can do."
That is true. I have put him in jail before. I actually did say that I was going to put him in jail when we got back too, so.
Well, this.
Now, were you meant taking a short or a long rest?
I was trying to take a long rest.
A long rest. Okay.
I'm wiped.
Right. Okay.
And it,
So it's
the
long
time-
rest is about 8 hours.
right. It's
So
been like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe.
I would say an hour, because you went to sleep right after the fist fight.
Yeah.
And that was before they had even gone down into the cavern.
Yeah.
So I would say it's been an hour for you,
Okay.
because it would have taken them it would have taken them some time to figure out the door thing, get down there, get taken back, and then find their way back to you guys.
Question: If I were to lay down as well, would I get my spells back since there's 7 hours on that?
I mean, you can lay down, and as long as the party is okay with you chilling for a little bit longer than
Right.
she needs, then because I mean,
Well, my goal is to wake up when she did. So could I lay down
Well, I mean-
for 7 hours and get all but one?
you don't have to sleep. You don't have
Oh.
to sleep. A long rest is just sustained rest over an 8-hour period.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, during the long rest, you can still do light stuff like
Stay and watch.
keeping watch, things like that.
Okay. So in that case,
So
I mean, are you sure, Nate? Because I mean, she's already. She put you in jail before. I feel like if you didn't give her the opportunity to put up some defenses, and also I'm sure she feels more comfortable in armor. She's naked right
What are you?
I'm gonna whisper to Malan in a dwarvish whisper, which is pretty much just normal voice.
Stop.
What happened? Are you guys okay?
Like, yeah, just beat up an orc, got him on our side. Everything's good now.
Milan, are you even just a little bit suspicious about this new character in your group?
Oh yeah.
Nah.
So
Okay.
this is my
Okay,
friend
that's actually
Damikos.
pretty appropriate considering.
It's my friend Damikos, actually, who I said we were going to the capital to meet, but somehow he's here.
It's
now I'm gonna turn to
Not there anymore.
Damikos.
It's a long story.
Do you need to rest as well?
Oh, I've been resting. I'm good.
I'm gonna rest.
I'm just standing here making sure no one wakes up. Wakes her up
Honestly,
and,
it's,
ain't shit. She needs her beauty rest.
I'm asleep.
Honestly, it's been a pretty long couple days. I could probably use a good rest myself.
Looks like as good a place as any.
Get me
Go
when I
ahead
get all my
and-
shit back.
Go ahead and you take some rest. I'll take Overwatch.
If it's cool with y'all, I'm gonna lay down and, or I'm gonna take a rest as well.
And I'll start taking.
Milan,
lunch,
what were you about to say?
I was just going to let the party know. Yeah, if you guys see a big orc, yeah, he's on my side. Don't worry about him. Don't attack him or anything like that.
What if he
Wait.
attacks
That
us?
would be much appreciated.
Oh, what?
Orc?
Why?
Because he's on our side. He's good now. He's on my side.
Does he know? Yeah. Does he know we're on your side?
No, not yet.
And where is this friendly orc of yours?
Well, he tried to change apart and luckily started following my religion, which is a very nice thing of him. So he's probably out, probably start some civilization of some sort. Probably start his own cities and his own stuff.
Does he drink mead?
I mean, he's an orc. I can only assume he does. What orc wouldn't?
We'll be fine then.
Alright. Well, Delg, if anything comes up,
Christoph, I'll wake you up for watch next. It's rest.
I think I heard Nate offer watch next watch. I could be wrong on that, but
I mean, yeah, I don't really need much of a rest. I'll just sit down and
wow, you took that like a champ.
well, I mean, seriously, he's a rogue. He doesn't have anything that needs to
true.
Recharge.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Words.
I was bare
They're very
bare bones.
complicated.
It's all this mead.
After some rest, I'll get some health back. That'll be nice.
Alright. So,
Well, like we said, it's not like you need to actually sleep to get a long rest.
so one thing, did Nate ever finish his little book?
He's gonna sit down and read.
Okay, I just wanted to make
He's
sure
gonna
that
read like
he had that
30
opportunity.
hours or something crazy.
I mean, he's already read quite a bit. He's the one who's been keeping track of it, and he hasn't been writing it down in his notes. The bastard.
Well, then just write down
I
how
am
long
pretty
he
sure
rests,
he
and
is
we'll just
not-
add it on.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he is not read because it's like a max of like 8 hours a day
Yeah.
or 6 to 8 hours that he can read.
Yeah. But I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, he has to read like so much in a certain amount of time
36
period.
hours and 36
Yeah, I guess
hours
a
over
week or-
6 days or something
Oh,
like
is
that.
it? Okay.
Like, it's weird. It's not even like a full week. It's like 6 days.
Well, he's gonna sit down and read some
Okay.
Yeah.
while he watches over anybody who feels like they need to nap.
I'll take.
Sorry,
I'll take a
I
first
did.
watch, and then after about 2 hours, I will make sure someone is awake, and I'll go to sleep as well. And we'll see if we make it long enough for a long rest or not.
Damikos chooses a spot on the wall, not terribly far away from you guys, but enough so that he's relatively isolated from the group. He sits down and leans up against the wall, and just kind of rests there. He almost becomes immobile like he's completely turned himself to stone. Delg, as you sit there, pretty much the only one awake, you get the sense that he's meditating. So the time goes by. After a while, Delg hands the task of keeping watch over to Nate for a little bit, since he's still awake, reading his book. Nothing too terribly exciting happens. After a while, Nate wakes up. Nate goes to Kristoff, wakes him up, tells him, "Hey, so since you wanted me to get my face potentially eaten off by Eladia when I woke her up, it's your turn to watch," and promptly goes to sleep.
Because that means it would be your turn to wake me up.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion of snakes all around Nate. Well, as far as I can, 5 by 5 feet.
So I say, he just went to sleep.
What's your DC save?
14.
Wait, are you rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, since he's not here, technically that goes to
Poor
me.
guy.
Perception is wisdom. He has
Which-
no
I was
wisdom,
going to say that Nate does not have.
and he's not proficient in it.
Proficient in wisdom.
He's not proficient in perception at all, so.
Good
Wow.
luck.
Alright, that is going to be a 15. So,
And that was with a no modifier.
he,
Slowly starts heading.
as he,
Right? Like,
he lays down to go to sleep, your magic suddenly, thousands of snakes appear in a 5 by 5 area, practically covering Nate. He just kind of lifts his head up and gives you this one of those really kind of looks before sinking back underneath the illusionary snakes and passing the fuck out.
It's alright, I got this.
oh, Jesus Christ. Next, he's going to catch him on fire.
Oh no.
Fiery snakes! Ah!
You forgot to add the smoke.
So, I'll watch for a little bit. Does anything happen on my watch?
Why did
No.
you ask?
No.
Is there
Alright,
Nothing,
so
nothing exciting happens. After about 2 hours of being on watch, Eladia starts to stir. She's been asleep now for almost 8 hours.
okay, I'm going to
I imagine you'd want to wake up at about 8 hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast
I didn't plan on staying asleep the whole time.
I'm gonna cast
Well, I mean,
minor
No, no, no,
illusion.
no, no.
okay. You could have said something.
No, if it was just us two, then I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion of Nate crouched down with a stick
Oh my
to her face.
You're doing this to him and he's not even here!
Ladia, I'm gonna have to ask you to roll for perception. Because you are just now coming out of sleep, you're gonna be at a disadvantage.
Son of a bitch, you want- What's the DC?
14.
That failed. So I mean, I can roll again, but yeah, like I wasted a nat 20, motherfucker.
Y'all's a fucking dicks to each other. To each other.
Wisdom saves?
Oh shit, I am. Never
I
mind.
mean,
Never mind, I succeeded.
huh?
Yeah.
I
'cause you
succeeded.
did 12,
I'm
13,
proficient.
14, 15. You'd had a 16 for your lowest roll, so yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Damn it.
Paladins are proficient in wisdom and charisma.
Okay. Well then, for from a safe distance. Be like,
Because you're the only one that can cast sorcery spells that I know of.
Lydia, you waking up? I see you rolling around over there.
You got a death wish, don't you?
We all just joined you on the rest.
Uh-huh.
And so I was looking out, and I figure it's been about a good while. It's about your turn.
Oh, is that what Nate was doing over here?
Yeah, Nate thought Nate was actually gonna wake you up earlier, but I cast a bunch of snakes around him, and he's like, "Fuck that, I'm going to bed."
Really? So why were you awake? Why was he gonna wake me up if you were already awake?
I said earlier,
Oh. But you were still awake.
whenever we first arrived here.
Oh.
Yeah. Fortunately, Mulan
I was like,
told,
Milan
also
was
told
standing
him
watch.
to hush, so luck out there. But
Right.
if you like, I can. If you got any crafty ideas, I can make it happen.
I'm good.
Well, guess I'm just gonna go lay down and finish up my rest then.
Lydia, roll for perception.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting on. You didn't tell me about the new person.
Oh. Yeah. Shit.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
But
You look over and you see
you didn't ask.
a sixth person,
Could have asked.
someone you've never met before, just kind of leaning against the wall, completely still. He's clad in black spiked armor, looking rather foreboding, despite the fact that he is not moving and is leaning against the wall.
Divine sense.
You sense an extremely malicious presence.
So
It's coming from your right and laying down next to you. He's a hill dwarf. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, I already know Milan stinks to me. We're working past that.
No, you can sense a malicious presence coming from the man.
So it's good or evil, and then it is fiend, celestial, or undead.
Do tieflings count as fiend?
I do not believe they do.
I don't believe so either.
I feel like
Yeah.
Fiend is usually classified for monsters only.
Yeah. Well, or demons.
But I count those as monsters.
Not necessarily.
I'm pretty sure they just. Yeah, no, they just count for humanoid.
Okay.
I mean,
So
I'm just trying. Honestly, I was just curious more about the good or evil part.
you
of
can
it.
sense evil intentions, though not towards anyone currently present. He does not classify as fiend, or undead, or celestial.
So he's evil, but he doesn't have evil intentions.
towards the group.
Towards the group. I know that's technically not part of
I know.
your divine sense, but I figured that it applies. So we're doing a DM special on that one.
We're doing a house ruling.
Oh. Christoph is lying down. So, I mean, feel free to ask him about...
Yeah, I'm not asleep. I'm just laying down. So, if you got any questions, feel free to ask.
I'm not saying you have to.
Oh, I know.
You're experienced enough to know that,
Who is this?
Oh, that's Stelg's buddy. Yeah, the one we're actually going to meet up with in the capital. But we never actually, he ended up down here somewhere. We,
The tiefling.
huh? I don't know. He got a helmet on.
You've seen underneath the helmet.
He
He
said
doesn't know that.
he
Yes,
said
but
he
you
was
do.
a tiefling.
That your character doesn't know to hide that from her.
He said he was a tiefling when he was going to introduce us. That's what I'm asking. You're saying it's the tiefling that we were supposed to meet.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just
You're
feign,
fucking lying to me.
I'm gonna feign ignorance.
You're gonna have to roll for
but-
perception, or sorry, roll for insight, roll for deception.
Oh, I rolled average, so. Oh no, I'm trying to insight.
Whatever I can do to
13.
mess with
You have to beat a deception, or you have to beat.
deception.
You have to roll for deception and beat a 13.
Oh fuck, that'll be easy. I got a +6 on
God,
that.
roll a 1. Fucking roll a 1, motherfucker.
16.
Damn it, we're on the fucking same thing.
In contested rolls, the winner of a tie. Oh wait, you rolled.
No. Yeah, we roll the same thing. The numbers
Okay.
are different. He won.
Okay.
No, he won.
Well, okay. Never mind. Never mind.
I
thought
was
you
pissed
said.
off because we rolled the same
We both
thing.
rolled a
Okay.
10, but I have a better
But he has the
modifier.
better. Okay. I'm understanding. For some reason, I thought that. Never mind.
He's totally wigging right now.
Yeah.
My mistake. Eladia, you can sense that he's not quite telling you the truth. However, you know that he believes what he is saying. You believe that he believes it, even if you get the sense that he's hiding something.
We went down, I found this awesome key, and it went to this magical wall that turned into a door. It was like a wild, kind of, anyway, yeah, we went through and there was like a bunch of Durgar, whatever the frick they're called. I'm gonna call them,
This. Yeah.
yeah.
They're technically Durgar.
Durgar.
Not
Okay.
Durgar.
Well, there was a bunch of Durgar, and he was running away from them. Yeah. So we opted in to help him, and by opting in to help him, I mean turning and running away with him.
I see.
Milan, remind me, did you actually go to sleep during this long rest?
No.
Okay.
So, but yeah, from there we decided to. I was feeling a little fatigued. I felt like it was a good opportunity to regroup, get our bearings together. So we came looking for you guys. Fortunately, you made it easy. So I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome. I am going to stand up and go over to Milan. And may I have my stuff back?
Yeah, sure. Wait, black. I don't think I drink black.
Well, let's start with Bethany, and we'll go from there.
I don't know. Bethany.
My halberd.
Your halber's named Bethany?
Yes, and Susan is my spear.
Oh, okay.
She'll also
There you go.
use
That's nice to
shield.
know.
I can.
You gonna name it Hercules,
No, man.
or you should name it Troy for the impenetrable city.
Remember those situations that we talked
Impenetrable,
about?
it's not so impenetrable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, we're probably about to have one.
Sounds like.
Happy birthday.
So is it? Sorry, yeah, it's Dad's brother's birthday today.
Oh, it's Austin's birthday?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, they won't. There's not much.
Yeah, this
So
situation
they'll be
should be
there.
okay. I mean, I don't think it's going to create too much trouble.
Eating food's food.
Alright.
You're stealing food out of the mouth of food.
Huh?
So can I have my stuff
Salad.
back?
The stuff
Yeah,
you eat.
here you go.
Eat
Here's your
salad.
stuff, no problem.
Okay.
There's a poor cow that's starving because you're eating his salad.
Yeah.
How dare you starve that pork out? Make sure you
You-
eat them. Get them all nice and warm.
Well,
Vegans kill. Vegans kill
I
more.
ate that cow, so he doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
Carnivores save lives.
It's true.
Plants can hear you eating them. Proven fact.
So, I'm gonna go up to the very still figure.
Before you do, what did you need them for anyway?
Oh, why don't you just listen like you normally do and find out?
Yeah, what fun is that?
I love that. I'm asleep for this.
There's a very good chance that you won't be. Very soon. Very soon.
As the body gets chucked towards you.
Possibly lizard-like.
Who are you?
The man doesn't stir, but you hear a voice coming from underneath the helmet. My name is Damikos.
Then your Delk's friend.
I know him, yes. If you don't mind, I'm currently in my salutations. I would like silence.
I'm going to sit across from him.
Okay. Some time passes.
You won't be asleep forever. Don't even try to do that shit.
Before long, the helmet moves, and you can and you see the blue eyes underneath focus on you. You're new to me.
So are you to me.
I've shown you my name. I've told you my name. I believe the custom is to return the favor.
I was waiting until you could be disturbed. Valeria.
Pleasure.
So where do you hail from, man?
Only his head moves to meet your gaze. Although, being a dwarf, you're almost at head level anyway.
Sounds like a short joke.
Hey, that's DM talking, not Damikos. He turns his head to you. I've never really been in one place long enough to call it a home. Where do you come from?
Oh, from here and there.
A kindred spirit. Lately, though, I've taken up home in the capital city. In fact, Del tells me you were on the way to see me. He turns back to you, Eladia.
So you're the tiefling?
I am. Not that I'm one to admit it very often.
Oh. My hands are getting really tight around Bethany.
He sees this, but his voice remains in the same steady flow. I'm told you have questions about demons. I'm not sure what help I'll be. I've been searching for answers myself, you see.
And where does your heritage lie?
He reaches up, pulls the helmet off, and you see the
God, he's fucking inciting me!
you see the you see the red face for the first time, the pointed black beard. Well, little bit of a black beard on his chin. Most of his face is clean shaven. You see the horns are not in fact part of the helmet, but part of his face. He looks at you and he says, "There's a legend in my family. It says that years ago, when my family was in great need, a person from the infernal plane came and seduced one of my ancestors. I don't know why it took so long for his infernal genes to make an appearance and curse me. I've been searching my entire life for answers to that question."
What's his name?
Ball.
Question: can I sense the intensity in the air?
You're not asleep, correct?
Right.
No, he's not.
No.
I think literally the only one asleep.
Me and Nate.
You and Nate. Roll for insight. If you would like to
Fucking
test.
roll a 1, you
If
motherfucker.
you would like to test to see if you
12.
you can definitely sense the intensity in their voices, but you can't feel the tension that is just wafting through the air.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, how long has Doug been asleep?
He put Nate in charge, so he's been asleep for roughly 4 to 5 hours.
I ain't gonna bother him then. I was gonna see about getting a beer from him for the show. Well, that's about the extent of what I needed.
He looks deep. He keeps his eyes locked on yours. Do you know anything of this creature?
Ball? No. I have my own. I'm searching.
I can tell you this. I can tell you Ball has many enemies. The one thing that I do know is that years ago, Ball once stole the divine light. There are those on the infernal plane who would like to take it from him. I had thought that perhaps Lolth might be one of them. I came to the drow deep below this ruin to try and find out. Before I could get any answers, however, I believe I angered the matrons down there because I was forced to flee for my life. Which is when I ran into your party. I ran up through the caves and into dwarvish ruins. I thought I might find safety there, but the dwarves had long since devolved into gray, and they attacked on sight. I fled from one battle into another. Tell me, what answers do you seek?
I don't seek answers. I seek a resolution.
Bloody past, I take it.
The bloodiest.
I bet we could trade stories all day.
Are you hoping to fix your heritage?
Fix? There's nothing I can do to fix. There's no changing this. He gestures to himself. No spell can undo what's been done.
There's death.
A life of ostracization is still life. I'd rather live on the outskirts of society than not live in it at all.
You have a terrible poker face, sir.
I'm not trying to.
Sorry, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, go ahead.
Where do you get your information?
Spent years in the capital. I spent years outside the capital. I've been around. You learn things. And despite how much pain you've obviously felt, I get the feeling that this is the first time you've ever been this far from where you were hatched. Am I wrong?
No. It wasn't by choice, though.
It never is it?
Were you going to add something?
Hey, Delk's the one who voluntold you.
Hey, I'm just impressed that my friend has gone this long in this encounter without having a falchion swung at his head.
So
I don't have a falchion.
was I around when he told you that he was a tiefling? I don't remember.
I mean, you said you weren't asleep.
No, like
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
pretty sure you were. Like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, you guys were traveling.
We were in the guild hall. No.
No?
He was
Yeah.
trying to convince me to
Okay,
go
yeah,
with
no,
him.
you weren't there.
Oh.
And it was he was trying his last ditch effort to get me to go along.
Right.
And you asked,
Okay, yeah.
because you're like, do you want money? And I was like, I don't want money. And
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they were alone in her room. Although technically, Greg, no,
George.
George. It was a G.
George.
It was a G word. George was there, but I
The
mean,
next one will be Greg.
obviously, he couldn't say anything. So, with a whole intelligence of 2.
We're working on it.
All right.
Unfortunately, there's nothing for me to
he
go back
survives
to.
long enough, he'll be like the mastermind of all wizards.
A shame. One should always be able to go back to where one came from.
I can send you there.
No, you can't. I burnt that place to the ground years ago. See, I get what you meant.
I know.
He was lost in thought.
I know.
He did.
He got
wasn't even,
stuck on one train.
he
and
wasn't
just
even.
kept riding out.
He wasn't even paying attention to the meaning behind your words.
Am I able to hear
Oh yeah.
this conversation?
Oh yeah. You
I mean, we
can.
weren't whispering,
Okay.
so
Yeah. They're just kind of sitting on the ground.
Oh, gotcha.
She's about maybe 5 feet away from him.
Oh.
Bethany's across my lap. And they're stuck.
Sleep.
Nate kind of stirs in his sleep, but then the snoring continues. No, halfling, not in the ass.
I'm gonna go poke Nate in the face with a stick.
You poke his face, and he swats at you. What the hell, man? What's that for?
Dude. Things are getting a little intense. I figure everyone should be up for it. You know, like.
Because when I bring Bethany around,
'Cause
everybody should be in the area.
If things happen and we have to leave, I'm looking out for you, man. Thought I'd wake you up so that way you could leave with us and not be left alone in a dark, goblin-infested cave.
You just want that gold.
Huh?
You just want my gold.
No, if I wanted your gold, I'd have just taken it while you slept.
Good point. Nate crawls over and shakes Doug. Hey, Kristoff says things are getting kind of intense.
I'll kind of blearily sit up, rub my eyes, look, see them sitting side by side,
We're sitting across.
or sitting across from each other. Oh,
You can almost imagine a chessboard between the two of them.
oh no, not even. Oh, lady, you're awake. Good. This is my friend Damikos that I wanted you to meet. And I immediately start pouring drinks and go up to him like,
Can I get one of those?
one moment.
Oh, okay.
And I try to hand them both a drink.
They stare at each other, acknowledging your presence, but not breaking eye contact, gauging whether or not the other is going to actually reach for the drink. Damikos, feeling confident in himself, grabs hold of the beer and sets it down beside him.
Might as well. He's not going.
Now I'll pour you a drink.
10 minutes later.
Hooray! You gave them drinks without all hell breaking loose.
That was the longest drink I've had to wait for in a very long time.
I noticed nothing.
Oh, goodness.
To our good health.
Sorry about that, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
There's still an intensely tense stalemate going on right now.
But they have drinks now.
But they have drinks now. Everyone's awake.
I'm gonna pull out some popcorn.
Say what?
I'm pulling out some popcorn. Just gonna eat it and watch this go down.
I'm gonna go over to Mulan. Hey, can you share some?
Says the guy who's supposed to keep her from going batshit crazy.
Only in opportune times.
Oh, only an opportune time. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
technically this would be an opportune time. So,
I think this is a perfectly acceptable time for her to go crazy.
Oh. Turns out my phone screen is scratched. That's saddening.
Sucks. It sucks to be you. It sucks to be you.
Shit happens.
sucka.
So. Anyway, yeah, can I get some of that popcorn?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Woo!
So we got two people enjoying this. One person trying to calm everybody down with drinks.
Oh no, I'm completely oblivious that there's anything animosity going on.
Fair enough. One person trying to
He's like,
just be friendly.
we met.
What's Nick doing?
Drink, tell stories.
Nate's just kind of watching with interest.
Okay.
It would seem we have an audience.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, hey, it looks like everyone's up. I know you were looking to escape this place. Should we get going?
they are very annoying.
Do
Yeah, I especially don't care for that one.
Neither do I.
Oh, look at that. You got something in common.
They both
I will actually break contact for this.
they both look over at you.
I'm here to make peace and love, not war.
Slowly, Damikos rises to his feet, downs the mug of beer, hands it back to Del. I've done as I promised. you are reunited with your friends.
And I appreciate you, man.
I think it's time I made my leave.
And I'm gonna point, just as a reminder, I'm gonna point in the correct direction out of here.
I pass. I cast Compel Duel.
You cast what?
Compel duel.
Sorry.
Compel Duel.
Compel ghoul?
Duel.
Compel duel. Okay.
Oh.
You're gonna have to refresh my memory.
I can attempt to compel a creature into a duel. One creature that you can see within range must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you. It must make a saving wisdom throw each time it attempts to move a space that is more than 30 feet away from you. If it succeeds on the saving throw, the spell doesn't restrict the target's movement for that turn. The spell ends if you attack any other creature. If you cast a spell that the target's a hostile creature other than the target. If a creature friendly to you damages the target or casts a harmful spell on it. Or if you end your turn more than 30 feet away from the target.
Okay.
And it's a bonus action.
Sorry. You. Here we go. This is what I want. You said it was just a straight wisdom save. It was a save, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am sure he probably has advantages to it.
All right.
It's fairly low save. Especially considering what level he is.
All right. So, what's your DC?
12. You rolled low, didn't you?
He got a 25.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You went the other way.
He stops. He can feel he can feel you trying to compel him to fight you. He turns around, a fire now in his eyes.
That's what I wanted.
And he says to you, "Are you sure you wish to fight?" Conquering presence. He's using his channel divinity to exude a terrifying presence. From his eyes, you feel a sense about this person that he has conquered many a foe. You are now forced to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, you'll become frightened of him for 1 minute.
Is that a specific target or everybody in range?
Specific target.
And he was looking right at me, so.
Give me a second. I need to check his. I need to check his DC.
Oh, you're doing that. Oh, character. You realize this guy survived making matron mothers mad, right?
Yes.
Hey Del.
Yeah.
On Beyond, where would ones find their DC?
It would be under abilities.
8 plus
well-
proficiency plus whatever
Yeah.
its casting modifier is.
So just go to its abilities and then.
So if you use, I use charisma on mine.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 8
is he?
He's a level 7.
Okay, so that's what, 3 for proficiency bonus, or is that 4?
No, it's 4.
It'll say at the top corner
I
of the.
think.
D&D
Oh wait,
Beyond.
no, level 5 is 3. So.
Oh yeah, it's a +3. +3 for proficiency. So 8 plus 3 is 11 plus the modifier for what is he doing?
From his casting.
What is he
ability.
used to cast?
He uses charisma.
So
So, yeah,
plus your
so 11
charisma
plus
mod.
charisma mod.
So that would be a 15. A DC of 15.
Oh shit sticks. You said it was wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, I got a 14.
Ooh.
Oh.
You look into the fire of his eyes, and you can feel that this is a person who has conquered many a foe. Suddenly, you're not so sure of yourself. Suddenly, you get the feeling that if you were to start something, you would surely lose. You're frightened. Underneath the fear, you feel something else. You feel a slight aura about him, menacing. You're within 10 feet of him. If a creature is frightened of you, its speed is reduced to 0 while in the aura. That creature takes psychic damage equal to half your paladin level if it starts its turn there.
Two fucking paladins going at each other.
Technically, battle has not commenced,
I know.
so you will not be starting turns yet. But just a warning of what you're in.
Well, it's a good thing my halberd has reach.
You're
As he does that,
you're currently frightened and within his aura of conquest.
Fight. Why would you want to fight?
I cast Prestidigitation.
I'm finally starting to realize something. It's dawning on me.
I cast Prestidigitation and to make a soothing aroma in the air.
Lavender?
What do you think is soothing
I don't know.
to
Whatever-
a tiefling and a lizard folk?
That's true. I don't fucking know. All right. For the tiefling.
If you're going, no. You have to go based off of your character knowledge.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's right.
so
I'm gonna do roses.
okay, your character believes roses would be soothing. That's what we're going with.
Yep. We're gonna see
The smell of roses suddenly fills the air. You see the fire go out of his eyes. You're still pretty frightened. You're still pretty frightened of his presence, but you see a puzzled look coming over his face.
It's the one we don't like.
He turns to look at Kristoff.
What?
What was that meant to do?
Well, apparently be a distraction.
This!
Or to try to divert whatever the fuck is going on between you two, because last I knew she just had some questions for you, and now this has gone out of control, and I don't even know why. Anyone mind clarifying?
You told me you had questions. Why would you two want to fight?
I did ask questions.
Let's just everybody sit down. We'll have another drink. And I begin pouring drinks.
I don't want to fight.
See,
You're
he
the
doesn't
one.
want to fight.
You're the one who tried to compel me. Now, I'll be going. He turns. And begins to walk away.
How big is the doorway that he's leaving?
About enough for a person and a half.
Oh, fuck, okay, it's too big.
What does fear do again to me?
Well, considering you were inside his Aura of Conquest, it brings your movement speed down to 0. However, his
Doesn't
aura.
stop me from throwing things.
However, his aura only exudes 10 feet.
Right.
Now, while a creature is frightened, They have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. Now, normally, if it were in the middle of a battle, you would have a chance to check the wisdom save every turn. Since conversation has been going on for a little while, I'll give you a chance now to do another wisdom save.
Does she have disadvantage on this?
She would have disadvantage because she's currently frightened and the source of her fear is nearby.
Nope.
Okay. Now, at the moment, because I'm giving you a chance if you want it, he is still within range of your halberd.
Oh, I know he is.
But if you don't choose to attack, he won't be for much longer.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to entice you to. I'm just letting you know that I'm only going to allow this moment to proceed for so long.
I'll hold it.
Okay. He walks away. He gets to the door and turns around. And he says, despite the fact that you wished to start something that you would surely have regretted, I am more than willing to help in your quest. If you wish, find me in the capital. I may have answers for you. And he walks off.
What was that all about?
I am going to go into a rage and start hacking at everything that I can in sight.
Roll for attack.
My AC is 16. I'm in range right now, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
So,
That's a 19, sir. Like,
where am I at in this? Because I use prestidigitation.
if it makes you feel any better, I'll probably swing down first.
Say what?
Well, he's right next
I know
to
I'm in
me.
range, so I'm assuming this fury is heading towards me.
I mean, you are the closest thing for her to hit, but there's also like weights around, so I mean, so you rolled a 19?
Yeah, so add my attack, which is a +6, so 25.
Oh gosh. So yeah, you.
Does that hit?
It is.
I think it might hit Delg.
Just barely.
By any chance you're using a projectile to hit me?
No.
Okay.
I have Bethany gripped in my hands. 13 damage.
Ah!
I almost rolled max. Like, I rolled a 9.
As she flies into a rage,
Oh, I
she swings her halberd around blindly, striking the closest thing near her, which is in
16.
fact Delg, for some massive damage. She strikes out at the next at one of the boxes nearby, striking it hard.
That's 12 points of damage for the first one.
For 12 points of damage, you said?
Yep.
Crushing the box instantly. Splinters flying in every direction.
8 for the next.
Let's see.
Oh,
No. Splinters fly at Delg, but they bounce completely off.
15.
They fly at Kristoff, but none even come close to touching him. They fly at Milan, but again, they bounce harmlessly off of him. None of the splinters fly in such a directory. He wasn't close enough.
Oh, okay.
Nate's the only one that stayed away. Like,
Yeah.
oh, minimum damage. That's a 5.
She swings at the weight system that the orc had set up, using various sacks and metals and things.
Oh, there it is.
Her halberd bounces off of it, which only makes her even more angry.
That's 12 more.
She slams the blade of the halberd down as hard as she can upon the weight system, crushing and bending the metal pipe almost into a 90-degree angle.
I'm gonna walk
Were there any
over.
more attacks?
I was going to keep it up for a while. I didn't know how long you wanted to go for this.
I mean,
I'm
if
gonna
you
walk-
want-
walk
Once I
over
have a
to
chance to
Nate.
respond, I'm attacking.
You're attacking her?
She just hit me. Yeah.
13.
I'm pushing her back.
13
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over to Nate and try to convince him to try to break this up.
Lydia, what are you
Have you
doing?
seen her?
And I'm gonna take a swing to try to see if I can knock her out with my beer mug.
Beer stein?
Okay.
Oh, beer mug.
Real fast. You just rolled another attack roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
The attack roll was a 15. It was 13 more damage.
AC?
16.
Okay. You attempt to
I
swing.
didn't know I was directing my swing as I
You're
did.
really not. You're just kind of swinging wildly at this point. But because he is coming close to try and knock you out, he would have been caught in the swing. So you attempt to. So you're swinging your halberd around, narrowly missing Delg's head.
Does ID have subdual damage? Is that a
You
thing?
you have to declare it.
Okay, cool.
It's
Yeah,
normal.
this is subdual damage. Any damage I do to her.
Okay.
He's not trying to kill me.
I'm aware. Reroll.
That's annoying. 17 hit?
Yeah.
Cool. And that is
I don't have my shield out right now, so.
for 6 damage, and then I'm going to use a Kai point for 2 unarmed strike.
Pretty sure both those hit.
Yeah, they're +5. So
Yeah.
Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 for 12 damage.
So-
Subdual damage
so
total.
15, counting the first one?
And then, so smash, punch, knee, and just kind of try to push her back. Lydia, stop! And then bonus action to use disengage and move 45 feet away from her.
Damn it, my speed is 30.
So your
As
heel
I
dwarf
stumble back.
drunken monk companion comes up behind you, and after narrowly missing him in your wild rage, hits you across the head with his mug, punches you and knees you, all the while shouting, "Eladia, stop!" Before stumbling backwards.
I don't stop at all. That was a 1.
What do you do?
Did I roll for control? No.
What are you doing? I realize that you're not stopping, but
Oh no.
Mulan, you gonna help out?
I am
With
going
this?
to hunter's mark him.
Hunter's mark me.
Yes.
I didn't even know paladins could get hunter's mark. Holy crap!
Vengeance.
Ah,
I couldn't hear you. What was that?
You wanna chime in on this? Help out?
And this is
Yeah,
how
I gotta help
I
my
get my
help my
spare
girl.
character.
And I'm going to heal the 15 points he just did.
lay on hands. Okay.
And I'm going to wait for him to come back because I know he will.
All right, so you send your hunter's mark, getting a bead on Delg, and before using your paladin skills to heal yourself. The two of you roll for initiative.
Oh, that was really low. 6.
Can I? Question. If I do, say like,
6.
Who has the better
My
dex
modifier
mod?
is +3.
Oh, so be you.
Wait, what?
He has the better modifier.
He has the better modifier?
Yeah.
If
Okay,
if I were to cast non-attack illusions, would I be joining the fight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any spell at this point.
The games for parlor, the time for parlor tricks are over.
Any spell at this point would cause you to be drawn in. Before we get into this, I am going to take a quick break. So, Delg has the higher modifier, so Delg will be going first.
So I'm 45 feet away from her right now.
Yep.
How far away can I move and still be in the same room?
Considering where she was at and where you...
I was towards the middle
Should
of the
we
room.
draw this out?
Well, you moved.
Yes.
You moved slightly to when you were swinging at stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's fine. Like, I
Yeah.
was just trying to get some pent-up aggression out that
So
I've been
from
holding
where-
for the last, 30 minutes.
So from where you and Damikos were, where you started your rampage, moved a few feet that way. Delg moved 45 feet.
Honestly, this
You can
week's
probably
bad. I'm just gonna chuck it.
move another 15 feet before you reach the back wall.
Okay. Yeah, I'm moving another 15 feet back. And pop open the lid of my mug and take a swig.
Okay. Lydia. He
real
is
quick.
now. He is
60.
now 60 feet away from you.
I cast Thunder Smite, and I advance 30 feet because that's as far as I can go. And that similar kind of pace that I was going after the hobgoblin with.
Okay. You move forward with a calm, almost calm rage, stalking forward slightly slowly, but in a determined kind of way.
And I'll down the potion of growth.
Okay. You are now a large. Your form grows, and all weapons and armor and objects on your person grow along with you. So that now you are occupying a large space rather than a medium one.
Works.
Potion of growth. Actually, hang on.
Yeah, I think that'd be DM. Yeah. Hey Nate, you wanna stop them before somebody dies?
Last time I came up against a person who was bigger than they should have been. His voice kind of trails off, but you can tell he's not going to be jumping in on that train.
If push comes to shove and Bell
Potion.
gets attacked, do you have his back?
I mean, if. When?
Yeah. When Delta gets attacked,
He still has a round.
do you have his back?
I'm only halfway there.
Roll a d4.
1.
You are now enlarged for 1 hour.
Okay. What are the stat bumps?
Can she fit through the door?
So,
Because I know it improves my.
yeah. When you are enlarged... I believe...
So bossy.
I said can, it's just kind of under my breath. It was actually a question. Thank you.
Okay, we're just gonna go based off of the enlargement from the Durgar, which basically means that all of your attacks have a ×2 on them. Basically, all attack damage is doubled.
So I can roughly survive a half of one of her attacks.
That's
While-
what you think.
While enlarged, doubles its damage dice on strength-based weapon attacks,
Which
included in the attacks,
Mhm.
as well as double to strength checks and strength saving throws with advantage. Or sorry, not doubles. You just have
You get
advantage on them.
advantage.
Yeah. Okay. That last part doesn't pertain to you. You're in a space big enough to become large.
Yep.
So yeah, you have
That's my turn.
double attack power.
Yep.
Is there anything else?
Nope.
No. Okay.
I use bonus action, and movement.
Your thunder strike, is that just
Thunder smite is on the next hit.
on your next hit? Okay.
So,
So it
actually,
stays on my weapon until I hit.
Okay, so-
since I can see the clear intent to fight, I'm going to join this fight and I'm going to first move as far away from her as I can.
So you're going the opposite direction?
As far away from you.
Right.
Yeah. So since she moved 30 feet closer to Delg, and he's
You're behind me right now. He's in front of me.
Then
basically, if you guys are in a very elongated room,
okay.
okay, if Delg is here, actually, I have figures. If Delg,
You see football
If-
schematics coming out.
right.
Blue 42.
John, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making
You
sure.
wouldn't miss this for the
If-
world. Are you kidding?
If Delg is there and she is there, then you're basically going to be going this way. See how that works out?
Gotcha.
Which
So
I
I
wasn't
really
like
can't
how-
see
I'm
it
going
all.
to do my.
Oh, I was, because that happens to be 70 feet,
how-
which is exactly my movement if I take the dash action.
How far
Yes.
am I
But
before
it's
my-
exactly
before my
10.
split?
So no matter which way you pass.
From where you started, you're probably about right there.
10 feet.
That's why, because like I just
Or
moved
is
30
that,
feet.
what
and,
is
like,
that?
Yeah, it's about 10 feet from her.
Alright, I'm going to move 30 feet the opposite direction.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast a magic missile.
Okay. Actually, okay, so this would technically be, since you weren't part of the fight, this would technically be considered a surprise action. However, because there is now a new fighter, I'm going to need everyone involved to re-roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna join the fight as well.
You're going to join the fight as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's my blue die? Oh,
The
right here.
one right there.
18.
7.
What's your modifier?
I'm gonna now need. I'm gonna now need my notes.
Oh, so
You'll still
we
go
roll
first.
the same, but I'll go first.
Well, not this round.
Well, but yeah.
Okay, so Delg first, Kristoff next. Eladia, what did you roll?
7.
7. Milan, what was your roll?
19.
Oh, he's first then.
Okay. Kristoff has already stated his intentions. Milan, what are you doing?
I'm gonna cast a spell.
What spell?
I'm gonna. Who's all in the fight?
So right now.
Everybody except for Rob.
So, yeah. So right now, Eladia is advancing on Delg, who is pretty much in a corner. He's at the back wall of the room. Kristoff has moved to the other side of the room,
You're getting ready to cast
getting
a
ready to
spell.
cast a spell. So it's Eladia versus Delg. Kristoff kind of versus a lady right now at the moment. What are you up to?
Actually,
I'm gonna cast hold person on Kristoff.
You're gonna cast hold person on Chris.
Yeah, he has to make a wisdom saving throw, or he be paralyzed for a duration of 1 minute.
That is more than enough time for me to do what I need to do.
So, hold on. This whole person, is that like, am I perfectly
You have to
still?
make a saving throw,
Or-
but you can't move at all.
Oh.
You can't take any reactions. Uh-oh,
Okay.
we lost him.
Did we?
Or was that a notification?
It may have been a Milan, are you still with us?
No, that was another.
There is.
Was that a 2-hour call? We kind of called it 2
Could
hours.
have been.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was.
I can't, no, I thought it was
40 minutes.
Milan?
4 hours. We kind of
Maybe.
Oh, okay. I think the call went too long for my phone, so.
Although mine's never timed out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, so you were going to cast hold person on Kristoff. Now, since this is a surprise round, Milan and Kristoff are the only ones who are going to be able to take actions. Now, Milan, you rolled a higher initiative, so you get to cast your hold person first. Kristoff, you're going to have to make a saving throw. Milan, what is your DC?
Let me look. 14.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1!
Total of 10.
Total of 10. Kristoff, you are now paralyzed for the next minute. Does he get saving throws for his turns?
He can make a wisdom saving throw on his next turn, but it would take his whole turn
Okay.
if he does pass it.
Kristoff, since this is technically still the surprise round, you can make another saving throw. However, you will not be able to cast Magic Missile as a surprise.
Alright, well, I guess I don't have a choice in the matter, do I?
I mean, you don't have to make this throw.
If I just want to stay there and do nothing. Alright.
That one made it.
Yep, 18
Okay.
plus a lot. So.
Okay, so Milan, you cast your hold person on Kristoff. Kristoff, you feel your body tense up. Just as you're about to cast your Magic Missile, all of your energy just completely drains. You're unable to move your body. However, your will surpasses the force that is over you. You feel yourself being able to break free, but not until Milan is able to take his next action.
Hey, real quick, I wasn't done with my turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
How far away is he?
He's about.
I don't know, I just put him someplace on the board.
I mean, yeah, we'll just say that's where he was.
Because he'd be near you anyway.
He's about 35 feet from you.
He's 35 feet away from me?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Okay, move me 25 feet towards him.
Okay.
And let's see, what can I do?
Well, if you're going back to the surprise round because you weren't finished with it, that's my mistake. I don't feel like there's a whole lot you can do, but continue.
No. I have movement speed of only 25, but I can throw my javelin at him. Yeah,
Wait,
throw my javelin at him.
what
He has an ability that allows him to get an extra attack.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I have a bonus attack bone from a War Priest.
Gotcha.
All right. Roll for attack. Kristoff, what's your AC?
I don't have to because he's frozen. It's,
Because he's still paralyzed.
he's completely
Oh, yeah.
paralyzed. He can't dodge, can't do anything.
Well, my armor's still
Well, you'll
there.
have advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So yeah, my AC is 14.
Yeah, you have attacks, but he still has his AC. Or sorry, you'll have advantage on your attacks, but he has.
Yeah,
He still has his AC.
It doesn't strip my
You can still
defensive
miss.
abilities.
Yeah.
Or my armor.
All right, so go ahead and roll twice.
yeah, I got 14.
AC
14.
goes to the attacker. The javelin hits.
8 damage.
All right, so He throws his javelin a whole 10 feet and
That doesn't
hits
seem very
you.
athletic.
Hits you square in the shoulder for 10 damage. I do apologize for skipping the rest of your turn.
How it happens. You got excited.
I
People
did.
are going to die. I understand.
Well, yeah. We'll go ahead and...
He didn't plan on this, that's for sure.
That's for sure. We'll go ahead and maintain
Order?
what the events
Your actions.
Yes.
of your actions. The paralyzing effect comes on you. However, the jolt of the javelin is enough for your willpower to overcome the paralyzation. You feel yourself being able to move. Milan, top of the round, it's yours.
Alright. I'm gonna go up and let's see actually.
Go up towards.
Are you moving towards him?
Yeah, I'm moving towards him still.
I know you were hopeful.
And yeah, I'm gonna move towards him and then
Hey.
I'm gonna just attack him with my warhammer.
Okay. You no longer have advantage.
Yep. Don't need it. 23.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Yeah. Fucker.
9 damage.
I know, he's gonna kill you before I get to kill Dal.
All right. His warhammer slams down upon you.
As the DM presses his nose very painfully in a what the fuck just happened turn of events.
I knew you'd freak out. I just didn't know you'd freak out against your own party mates.
I wasn't even like doing it like
Okay, for the record, yes, Delg was the one who started things, at least towards physical people.
like I was just trying to get up my aggression. I was just trying to beat the shit out of shit.
Not the brightest move on your part. To physically attack her in an effort to subdue her, not the brightest idea.
No. Keep in mind, I'm drunk.
Alright.
Milan, is there anything else you can / want to do?
Is Christoph still standing?
Yes.
Okay, I tap him again.
Warhammer?
Yep.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Now you understand why we always pair together.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna do non-lethal.
Okay. I just want to gauge where your character's at as far as
I can't say that mine will be non-lethal. I'm
I-
just
I-
putting that out there.
I just want to gauge where your character's at as far as
was
just
not.
trying to knock him out to keep him out of the fight or
You just
actually
pulled
actively
it.
trying to kill him. So I don't know if this is going to be enough damage to bring him down to 0, but I just wanted to ask. So go ahead and roll for attack.
21
Oh, that's a sight for some
Okay.
of us.
That'll hit.
and 8.
8 more damage.
So his warhammer comes down on you twice. Once upon your chest, the other
Your eyes got really big, dude.
the other on your
Yeah,
legs. The other on your legs.
He's wobbly.
Also, I'm using my sacred flame for my divine favor, and do a 1d4 extra damage, and does 4 damage. On top of that.
I'll knock my ass out then.
The sacred flames fly from your sword, wrapping around Kristoff and forcing him to the ground. He's so
Thank you.
he is so
He didn't even get off the ground, did he?
distraught that he is passed out. Delg, it is your turn.
So, where's the door to this room?
Lucky for you, it is like right there.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna take off out that door and use
So
dash
if I knock
action,
that
so my
fire down
movement's
to 1
70.
HP.
Okay.
If I take a opportunity going through there, that's fine.
Also, well, lucky for you, even with a large radius, you never come within her range. So you never technically leave her range.
Awesome. Yeah, 70 feet out the door.
So if I'm knocked out, do I go down to 1 HP?
Knocked
Yeah.
out, you're technically at 0.
Okay.
But you're not.
You're not bleeding out.
You're not bleeding out.
You don't have to make death saving throws.
Yeah.
Alright.
You're just unconscious.
And I'm gonna head back towards the room with the collapsed ceiling, if possible.
Okay, 70 feet. 5, 10.
Is the direction that I'm going.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 70. You're about halfway through the cafeteria room that you went through.
Okay.
Right.
All the while, I'm yelling, Eladia, stop! What are you doing?
As his shouts get farther and farther away to the point where you cannot hear him anymore. Actually, that's going to bring a... Yeah, Eladia,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Start moving towards that direction.
Okay.
I know there's only so far he can go in this place.
You move forward. It's a tight squeeze to get through the corridor, as you are now a large entity. But you do, with some effort, manage to make it. Let's see. What's your movement speed? 30?
Yeah.
You make it about halfway down the corridor leading to the cafe, or to the cafeteria, the Great Hall,
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
That's fine.
Milan, top of the round. It is now your turn. Your lizard folk apprentice and the dwarf that she is attacking has run from the room. Meanwhile, Nate's just kind of in a corner going like, what the fuck?
I'm going to sit down with my warrior where it's like, well, I stopped one person, not for me. And I will exit combat with Kristoff.
All right, you promptly sit your ass down onto the floor next to the unconscious body of your half-elf friend. You guys are welcome to come in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to sit in, we don't mind. We're just playing some D&D. Anyway, so yeah, you exit combat. Kristoff, you're kind of forced to exit combat. Top of the round, Delve.
From there.
You can hear Eladia crushing through the corridor, apparently desperately trying to get at you with the effort it's taking her to squeeze her large form through a small space.
If she was within 30 feet of me, would I be able to see her?
She has not made it into the Great Hall yet. You're too fast for her.
Okay.
So you cannot see her, you can just hear her.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this turn just as quickly as I can, try to pile up chairs and tables if I can to kind of slow her down in between me and her, if that's possible.
I'm going to have you roll a survival check for that.
Survival, that's the thing my character likes.
Because you have all of about like 10 to 12 seconds before I come through the door.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
5?
That's the best damn
I'm
put
gonna take
together barrier you've ever seen.
You attempt to throw tables, chairs. In your panic, you don't really throw them on top of each other, however. They just kind of go about the place. With her large form, it's not going to stall her at all. She's just going to be able to step over them, pretty much. A lady, is there anything else that you do on your turn?
Nope.
Okay. Eladia, that'll bring us to you. How long does your Thunder Smite stay on? Is it literally until your next hit, or is there a duration?
Up to a minute.
Up to a minute, okay.
That's what I say. So this is like round 2. So is it round 2 or?
This will be round. You
Um,
did it during
so
your one
round-
turn.
So round 3.
You did it before I initiated, so
So
that was
round
round
three.
1.
Yeah, so this is round 3.
So I still got 7 more rounds.
Yeah,
That's plenty of
something
time.
like
Well, sir, it's 6 seconds per person, so.
that. 6 seconds per
No, per round.
Oh, per round?
Everybody's acting at the same time. We just take
That's
turns.
true.
to-
Okay.
It's just the turns are really just a way to give order to the chaos.
Gotcha.
I'm going to move 30 more feet.
Okay.
Can I see him yet?
Yes.
Is he within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
I will use Channel Divinity and use Abjure Enemy. He needs to make a Wisdom saving throw. Unless you're immune to being frightened.
He's not frightened of you.
Right, well, unless he has immunity of
Oh.
being frightened.
Oh.
I'm
he's not
trying
immune.
to frighten him.
Gotcha.
Because that will take his movement speed to 0.
Gotcha.
$14.
Matches.
The winner goes to the attacker usually. So
So
I'd say you're frightened.
You're frightened. You're on a failed save. Creature is frightened for 1 minute or until it takes damage. While frightened, the creature's speed is 0 and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed.
Yeah. So you can't move.
Yep.
Lady, is that your turn?
Yes, because I already used my movement.
Del. That brings us to you.
So, how far away is?
60.
Eladia, since you didn't use your turn to really move all that much, she's within 15 feet of you.
Then 15. Guess I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I scream out in a panic. What are you doing? And throw a dart at her.
Okay.
12 to hit.
Nope.
Did you ever re-equip your shield?
Me? No.
Okay.
My AC is a 15 without my shield.
Okay.
It's a 17 with my shield.
Nice.
And yeah, that'll be all.
Okay. You attempt to throw a dart in an effort to bring her to her senses. However, the dart misses, despite how large she is.
Panicking at this point.
Yeah.
Like
You're,
they probably logged
you're
in the
frightened.
ceiling right above me.
Your frightened state causes you to completely throw off course. Eladia, that'll bring us to you. As a DM, this is odd being part of a fight that I'm not rolling for. I'm not rolling for anything.
So, question: Can I make witty remarks in my sleep-in character?
Okay.
No.
Damn.
Alright, I'm going.
So at this point, my only hope
I'm going to
for
move up.
survival
And
is
I'm going to
Damocles
hit.
coming back to save
All
me.
right. Yeah, you're now close enough.
Yep.
You step
Melee.
over the lousy barricade of tables and chairs
Just
and
crushing right through him.
come right towards. Yeah. Go.
Oh, I probably missed. Because that's a 9.
That will miss.
Yeah.
I
Your
stumble out of the way.
your halberd crashes down.
Stupid tails. Get in my way.
A spider web of cracks appear on the ground where your halberd struck. However, it was just to the side of Del. It would seem in your blind fury, you did not aim to see where you were striking. Del, you are still frightened. Does he get the chance to save himself?
Honestly, did not. Wait, let me double check. It doesn't say.
Yep.
It
So
says
no,
it's
I
frightened
don't.
for a minute or until it takes damage.
So yeah, no save.
No save.
But
It means you can't move, but you can attack.
I
Right?
can attack. So, swinging with the beer mug.
So, question: can you do
That hits.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
What?
Can he punch himself?
So that's 4 damage, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna have to do the burn another key point.
Okay.
For 2 unarmed strikes.
So glad we took this long rest. We got
so one of them's
much
gonna
out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
12, 17, yeah. Yeah, 1 hits, 1 misses. So 5 damage.
Okay.
And this is totally lethal damage. I'm not doing that. Anymore.
You're
Just
taking
clarify.
some? It's probably a good
I'm in
thing you
panic.
said that because.
I am in a panic. Yeah, like I just want to survive at this point.
Nah, that's cool.
And yeah, I mean, if my movement is 0 and can't benefit from bonuses to movement, there's nothing else I can do.
Alright.
Your movement is 0, but do you still have the ability to disengage?
Well, I mean, I guess technically I could, but
But
that
that'd be
wouldn't help
considered a
me
bonus
anyway.
to his movement. Because it specifically stated anything.
Fair enough.
Well, disengage
Honestly, I'm
doesn't
trying to-
give you movement, it just means you don't take any
Well, yeah.
attacks of opportunity
Yeah.
with your movement. So,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
wouldn't help.
Wouldn't help. Okay. How much damage did you take? I stopped paying attention.
Sorry. 9.
Okay. I was just curious.
Okay.
So I take it you're attacking him?
Yes.
Yeah, that one hits.
Since that one hits, I will also incorporate Divine Smite.
Along with your
Don't
Thunder
forget your
Smite?
Thunder Smite.
Divine Smite is a paladin ability. Thunder Smite's a spell.
Yo,
Oh
So.
my gosh, she
I
is
was
really.
reminding you that you've got your Thunder
No,
Smite
yeah,
on
yeah,
there.
yeah.
She
No,
is
that's
just-
why they're right here.
She is just
Alright.
going after you.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So-
she
And
can
he's-
probably roll 1 on every single dice she's about to roll, and it will still.
No, 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 no.
And he's
No,
Hunter's
no, because I
Mark.
have great weapon fighting. I can reroll my 1s and 2s.
And he's
my
Hunter.
damage.
And he's
And
Hunter
Hunter's
Marked.
So,
So don't
Hunter's
forget your
Mark,
Hunter's Mark.
Thunderous.
Where's
I think we might need to look up massive damage rules for this one, actually.
my? Don't forget you double
D-
your damage dice. Don't forget you double your damage dice.
That's all of the dice rolled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
D10 from my halberd and 2d8 for Divine Smite. I use my fighting style to reroll the 1, which
Do you have any resistances, Del?
I have resistance to poison.
But not like bludgeoning or piercing.
Nope, just poison.
Okay.
you want to know?
How much?
70.
70?
Oh.
Yeah, like I said, we may need to look up massive damage rules, because that's like twice. Yeah.
Hang on.
I
Hang on. When damage reduces you to 0 hit points and there is damage remaining, you die if the remaining damage equals or exceeds your hit point maximum.
Yeah, I'm dead. End of story, dead.
I take it in your rage that you weren't caring about lethal or non-lethal?
was not caring.
Yep. Farewell, Doug.
You strike your halberd down. You strike your halberd down. Your
It's really not.
your oath of vengeance.
That was totally activated.
Your oath of vengeance compels your weapon to both emit thunderous lightning and divine power. As you strike, a thunder, the likes of which has never been heard before, rumbles through the ruins. You a bright light from the divine sense comes forward,
Freaking lug robe, just freaking school.
blinding everyone in the room.
So glad you had that potion of growth.
Which is just the two of you, really. But
This is gonna make for poor relations with your cousin.
Okay, we're gonna take a pause here because I was thinking of something as you guys were fighting. I wasn't sure to implement it, considering there was a massive death.
Sorry.
No. We all understood.
Stop making me feel worse.
No. We all understood the risks. I only bring it up because it is something that could feasibly happen in the system, or in the scenario. Okay. What was that?
Oh.
Okay. Delg and Eladia. Do you wish for the DM to save you?
No, I'm good with that other character.
No, because I know which one you're going to be bringing, you dick. You're fucking your backup character's a tiefling.
It's not.
And the whole cycle begins again.
You don't kill a tiefling, or even attack the tiefling, but you kill your own teammate.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm really not.
I know.
He might.
Yeah.
So will Rob. You know he will.
It's a flip of the coin, basically. Do you want me to save him? Del?
I'm totally good with how things happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because,
I got no problems with it.
I mean, I know there's going to be repercussions from your family and whatnot, but at the same time, it's one of those things that's like.
I'm assuming you're
Given my
I'm only asking this because we've only been playing for a few sessions.
right, and I'm assuming you've got a storyline in play for his character already.
Ish.
Ish.
I mean, I've got storylines for all of you. You've all told me. You've
Yeah.
all told me what you personally want to achieve. So I mean, I've got pathways and things that I can go for all of you, but I could do that just as easily with Delg's secondary character.
That's true.
So my question is, do you want this to be something that, actually happens? Delg is okay with it.
Yeah, I'm completely good.
I'm on board with it if you guys are.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing would be the stipulations that arise if it didn't happen or whatever the circumstances surrounding it would be. Because it's like, if he still knows that I attacked him, it's still going to create this wall of animosity that's not going to be...
Basically, the only way I can save him is to have Damikos come in and save his ass at the last second.
Right, which is what he was...
That's my only
Yeah.
saving grace is if Damikos comes back, which...
Which would incite a whole new rage.
Yeah. That would just end up with the lady's character dead at this point, to be honest.
Not necessarily.
No, my husband's prediction was that I would end up unconscious and I would wake up as I was being freaking sack of potatoes carried up to something.
And instead, she killed a party member.
I mean, I just don't like with which path she took. I just don't see it. Like, if you want to throw him in there, then that's fine. She'll deal with it when he comes in. But like her personally, like she's out for blood right now, and it's gonna be somebody's.
Right.
Like,
Well, my point is
she's
that
been stoked quite a lot.
my point is that I believe Damikos is powerful enough to subdue her.
Right.
And that given the circumstances, how she's attacking her own party member. Now, granted, he doesn't know the relationship. he doesn't know that you guys have been kind of at odds since the beginning.
Right.
All he sees is friends fighting. So what he's going to do is enough to subdue you,
Right.
non-lethally. That's his thought process, is that if he can get you unconscious, he can potentially prevent any, at least outright killing of people. If you guys are okay with it, then we'll move forward.
If you're okay with the repercussions that your character would have to have, and go through of, killing a party member, if that's something that still bothers her. I'm not sure how much he's corrupted you. But yeah, if you're good with it, I'm good with it. I got no worries.
Well, I know. Well, see, here's the problem: is that I don't know how much it's going to interfere with the quest line.
Well, I mean, you're the one that has the arrow.
Correct.
If I'd have lasted one more round, what I was going to do was be like, I know I shouldn't use this, but, and pull open the box and be like, the arrow! Because I was totally going to try to take out the arrow and stab you. So I was about to blow the quest line anyway, because I'm sure something bad would happen if I stabbed you with the arrow.
Well, it makes the magical whatever it's been storing up.
Exactly.
So it's like,
So I was about to blow the quest anyway.
I don't care.
Yeah, he can make another.
I mean, if you
I'm dead.
really feel that strongly, I can kill
dead.
I can kill Christoph and have a second player die. I have someone join you.
Hey, you have no idea. First of all you can hear.
he's so flustered.
All you can hear is the giant thunderbolt that just went through the entire
Oh
room.
yeah, because it goes 300 feet.
Yeah. All you can hear is the giant thunderbolt that just went through the entire ruins. Okay? You don't know that means that she just killed a guy. I mean, you can hypothesize, you can theorize.
Tell me, I'm like, okay, kill the other guy. She can completely tell me about it. Also, she can also come back in the room and kill him too.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I vote on it.
Yeah, like.
Okay. All right. As the light clears,
I mean,
you
it's
see
gonna
the
make dealings later.
as the light clears,
Difficult, but-
you see the skewered body of the dwarf that was once your companion. A look of shock and surprise upon his face. He clearly,
He slept.
despite the fact that you have been fighting, he is utterly and completely blown away by the fact that you killed what he thought was a friend. The saddest thing of all is that the halberd, as large as it was, skewered through the dwarf and punctured the cask of mead that was on his back.
I asked them to bring
You didn't think of all the repercussions.
The glorious golden liquid that had once been praised in many a marketplace slowly pools beside his broken body and mingles with the blood. Combat has ended. Del, how much experience points did you have up?
I had.
I start calming down. Fuck off.
Really now? Woo!
You're still going to be large for about 50 minutes.
No, I know.
I'm just,
But like, I'm starting to like,
I'm just letting you know.
yeah. Everything's slowly starting to sink in, and
The consequences of your action. Should have just let you two fight.
You. Oh, no,
I don't
that's
think-
wrong.
I don't
Why did
think
do that?
he had any intentions of killing me. So
No, I'm talking about Damocos.
yeah,
Yeah. You would.
I don't know, cause
Depends on how much you pissed him off.
Poor Del.
Um, I had 1,078 experience.
Take half that.
At least I was worth a good amount of XP. I have a good legacy.
539.
The lady had just gained 539 experience.
This takes my total to
So-
1619.
Now that we know that PCs are worth half their current experience, you guys want to do some power leveling?
Dude, did you see his face? The entire fight, he was sitting here like this, like, oh fuck, what the shit is going on?
The whole fight, I was.
He was trying to think of a way to save you.
No. Well, not exactly. In a roundabout way. The whole fight, I was contemplating the thought of having Damikos heard the commotion and being like, well, what the fuck?
I wasn't trying to be quiet, so yeah.
Well, you couldn't be quiet. You were kicking over chairs and smashing through walls.
Busting metal workout machines.
I am still 1,100 away from leveling, so we're good.
Whew.
Okay.
Alright. Well, that was fun.
Ah.
That happened.
The look on your face, like I can't even like describe it. Like it's sad and crushed and surprised and astonished. Not quite as much when I announced how much damage I did, but
I mean, dealing 70 damage, that's definitely holy shit.
that was everything I had.
And you were enlarged.
Yeah, like normally I would have done 37 points of damage. And then,
It still would have killed you.
Yeah.
Well, it would have at least downed you.
Oh yeah, but it down.
yeah.
Yep.
What do? You have just killed someone who was almost ever nice to you. Granted, you didn't understand it, but your rage subsides as you satiate it with the blood of a comrade. You begin to get focus again as the rage ebbs away from you. You are now standing in what passes for a great hall in a dwarven ruin, next to the broken, pierced, and utterly shocked body of Delg, the former monk. What do you do?
Shut up!
No, it's just like the dead silence. It's just like Tom's defeated voice of like, I had a player character that died.
By their own party member! Like it's not like I threw something incredibly tough at them. They killed each other.
You know, Tom, you're right. You know, I'm sorry. Here, I'm going to kill the other character now. So you have two characters that have died on your watch.
Don't even fuck with me like that, man.
Oh, you think I'm joking? The guy's unconscious. I can kill him and don't even have to roll.
That's true.
You think I don't know that?
Kristoff, do you have a backup character?
I mean, and I also did find out he's worth half the experience, so.
That would be meta knowledge, and I would require you to do a reflex save.
Like, you can see my rolls. Oh, lie.
I'm DM. It would require you to get a 30.
Oh, I rolled a 31. Suck it.
Bullshit.
You gotta get a 30 on a 20-sided die.
No, he rolled a 30-sided die. And
Even with your modifiers, I doubt you could get that high.
Speaking of, by the way, I changed my mind about having my character be a tiefling.
No,
It's
I'm
actually
not gonna kill
but
anyone
it's still
yet.
a warlock, and he still smells like brimstone all the time,
That's
and he looks like a tiefling, but he's actually a fire dead sign. But could be easily mistaken for a tiefling.
You guys are bound and determined to kill each other, aren't you?
So I really do have to make a backup character with you moving around.
So, Delg, I'm just gonna go in D&D Beyond and unassign your character to my campaign.
Oh, actually, I've already done that because I did.
He wrote
it wouldn't let me
dead
put two
parentheses.
people into it. No, it did that automatically when I put 3 death saving throws in there. I'm in the process of putting a new character back into it because it'll only let me have one in the campaign.
Fair enough. Okay.
So, in true D&D fashion, I first loot the body.
I mean, understandable. Want to get back to my character so I can tell you what I had on.
No, you're good. And then I eat him.
Okay.
So there was 262 gold pieces, 1 remaining of those weird gold pieces that I got from Ashiam.
Oh, yeah, I wanted one of those.
It's her trophy now.
Oh, wait, I still want to take a trophy off of you.
A beer mug, 8 darts,
Hey, Tom.
What?
Tom.
What?
You should check Facebook and tag some people in it for me.
a potion of greater healing,
I think we use a potion of greater healing.
no,
You
I
used-
still
oh,
have
yeah,
one.
yeah, sorry,
Oh,
you already
you
used
did
that.
use that?
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
okay.
No potion
We had to
of greater
save.
healing.
We had to save Nate a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Apologies.
from being one shot.
I'm assuming you want me to skip things like backpack, bedroll, brewer supplies.
Murray surprise might be worse, I think.
Okay, you've got brewer supplies. A light hammer. A miner's pick. Bedroll, mess kit, rations, 50 feet of rope, tinderbox, torch, water skin, the works, you know. And a music box. My guild letter of introduction. A mead keg that has a hole in it.
I'm not taking that.
And an empty arrow box.
I will take the arrow box.
Party's killing each other. So.
I will take your beard for my trophy.
Beard?
That's rude.
One dwarf beard.
There you go. My new character is in D&D bound for you now.
I'll take a look at it here in a minute.
Yep, you're good. No rush. I figure we'll probably be to the capital before he gets introduced.
Well, after this, he's gonna be like, and there's the capital. Look, there we are, guys.
Let's hurry up and get you there before, the rest of you die.
You're not wrong.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not serious at all.
Oh my god.
Oh god, what did I get tagged in?
Rob was asking if you.
Did my character die? Yes!
say we call it there for tonight.
He's actually upset.
Probably butchered the spelling.
Ladia killed me.
Apologies for probably butchering the spelling of
Nah,
your name.
it wasn't too far off.
Can't wait to see this.
Oh my god, what
response.
is he gonna say? What happened?
Hang on, nobody say anything.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Story, it's great.
It was not bullshit, and you know it. I had legit reasons.
I know.
Please tell me it wasn't random.
No, she was very deliberate
I decided to kill them.
when she came after me.
I mean, define random.
When she came in.
Yeah, because you egged her on.
What did you do?
We have a second death in the party.
Johnny stormed out. Johnny just stormed out.
Oh my god.
At least you admitted it. Like, you can't,
I tried to calm her down by punching her in the face. Oh So that's our show. Everybody, we'll see you next Monday. We may or may not have recovered by then. We might still be laughing. I don't know. Good night, everybody.